Hey everybody, Arnaldo Hoffman. And today, well, that's not Arnaldo Hoffman. I'm Arnaldo Hoffman. Today, I want to talk to you about the Inno Pocket Z4 by ADJ. Undoubtedly, if you've been paying attention to a lot of ADJ stuff they've been talking about, or even other people in general, the Inno Pocket Z4 has gotten a lot of attention. Why? Because it's a small, portable moving head that's affordable, but has a 10 to 60 degree zoom lens on it. But the question is, how powerful is that guy? Now, a lot of you, when you think of the Inno Pocket series, you think of value, you may think of something, I don't want to say low end, but something for the person who's just getting into lighting. You know, that's definitely more than compared to one of the big boy moving heads out there. But can it really? I mean, let's go and look at the specs, right? We've got four 10-watt RGBW Cree LEDs, which I don't need to tell you is pretty bright. To give you an idea of how bright it is, I've done homecomings and proms where I'm using 4 of the QWH5s and I'm flooding 800 people. Now the QWH5s are not quite as powerful as what's in here. What was really cool is that I can move this lens from 10 degrees to 60 degrees and create anything from a nice tight beam to a really wide wash. But even at 60 degrees, and let's say the QWH5 with a LSF or diffusion filter, I can get both somewhat at 60 degrees. So then, if the QWH is that bright, is this guy going to be bright enough? Well, let's take a look. Side by side, one of the 2R fixtures, in this case the Elation Sniper 2R. Now I'm not saying this is anywhere as bright as a 2R. The answer is no, and there's many reasons why LED won't quite have that type of concentration, but it definitely holds its own pretty well with the 2R, also with the Chaos. But one effect alone isn't going to cut it. So the next event that I did, I used 4 of these at a school dance underneath a tent. And see, this was a circus type theme. And one of the things that the students wanted, they wanted to literally create a tent effect in the middle of the dance floor. So I told them, well, why don't we just bring in an actual tent? And that we did. But crap, my floods are going to be blocked by the light. So how do I create a different ambience underneath the tent? Bam! 4 of these guys right here. And they take up such little power that a very small extension cord was able to easily hold it, or carry the power without getting overheated or any of that kind of dangerous things that you normally have to worry about with big moving heads. I mean, 4 of these guys pull less than 3 amps, but they lit up the entire tent. Now, the tent itself isn't huge, it's 20 by 20, but it's really nice to know that I have more light than I needed. The same moving head that you could use to create a nice tight set of beams are now doing a nice solid wash. This is perfect for wedding DJs that want an all-in-one fixture, something that creates action and excitement, but at the same time can be used for soft, elegant washes. And the beautiful thing is that with this zoom, when you program it right with DMX, you can create some real pure lighting excitement, no pun intended, but you can create some pure lighting excitement where you're not going to need to bring haze or any type of atmospheric to really get that effect out on the dance floor. Now, having the white LED is wonderful because I actually have a couple of events coming up where I'm going to be using them for bands. And I know that I can use this now to wash my bands and then quickly pull it in or push it in to focus just on the lead singer, back it up just a little bit, and now we've got the drum solo, back it all the way out, and bam, full, nice, even stage wash. This has been perfect for me when I do events out in country clubs or the high-end venue, or even just a low-key event where lighting is important, but the physical fixtures themselves should not, would not, better not be the center of attention. But then I have the confidence in knowing that this same fixture that I use for a small wedding, I can take to a school, whether it's a large school and I'm supplementing with other different lights, or a small school and 4 lights and something else will easily create a beautiful effect, or even a small Sweet 16, or even a medium-sized Sweet 16, really, depending on the size of the crowd, or bar, bat mitzvah, or quinceañera. Knowing the 4 of these will take care of 2 of my most popular effects. Moving effects, and of course, floods. But now that I have that control of being able to create a follow spot effect, follow people around, spotlight, all with one fixture, all with one clean, elegant looking fixture. It's pretty exciting. So now, you may be asking, Arnaldo, are you telling us that you would use this in a real production type setting? You're absolutely right, I would. Because this offers a few different things that I can't get out of certain moving heads. So there's plenty of moving heads out there in the market with a zoom lens, right? The 10 to 60 degree, it's pretty common. ADJ already has two offerings, the Inno Z7, the Z19. Their sister company Lation has them as well. Everybody's got something in one way, shape, or another. But they don't have them in this size. You're talking real small, portable. You know, I do like the fact that it's in zones. So these two go together, these two go together. The most important part though is how quiet this thing is. When this thing moves around, you don't hear it. Now, when you're doing a school dance, it's loud anyway, so no one's going to hear the lights. But when you're doing something like a wedding, or maybe you're doing an award ceremony, the CEO is coming out, you just need to do a quick wash on him. You don't want to hear the or the bzzz, or whatever the noise the moving head decides to make. Okay, that's one of the things I've always liked about the Inno Pocket series, that they are fairly quiet. But I never could see myself using an Inno Pocket series type light in a big production environment. This guy is a little bit different. The other nice thing that I really like about it is that it is 16-bit pan and tilt. Now some of us don't care about it. The rest of us are passionate about 16-bit pan and tilt. For those of you who don't know what it means is, in layman's terms, 8-bit means that, you know, when you're moving the light, you're going to have it like this. You'll still get nice movements. But if you need to go really, really slowly, and maybe you just need to go from here to here, it's going to go click, 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 and you'll get that little 8-bit, you know, that's an 8-bit movement. 16-bit is a lot more smoother, not only with the overall movements of the light, but if you're really trying to fine-tune something, you can get right down to the T, again, using that 16-bit. Of course, the light always stays cool. It's LED. It does have a fan in the back because the LEDs are pretty powerful. Again, 4 10-watt RGBW LEDs. But despite of that, it's still a nice, quiet, inconspicuous fixture. Now, this can be controlled by DMX, and anything like this, I always recommend use DMX in some way, shape, or form. Whether you're using a big board, software, or something like the Wi-Fi NA1 or the new Airstream DMX, you want to have DMX to really take advantage of this beautiful lens or zoom lens in it. If you're just doing a wedding, you just want to plug and play, it's perfectly fine too. In the front, we have our IR sensor. You can use the UC IR remote or use the new Airstream IR app. I like doing it in show mode 3, which basically tells me my lights are going to go here, 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 up here. They're not going to go and hit me. They're not going to turn around and hit me from, you know, directly in the front and blind the heck out of me. So again, show mode 3 is really nice. And of course, you can just plug it. Don't even worry about remote control. You can select your settings on here and what you would like. Gives you a few different choices. But again, I really recommend using DMX, in case I haven't said it already. Another beautiful thing about this light is that, yeah, you could use them in 2 for wedding. You could use them in a set of 4 for a school dance. But you know what the fun really is on this? Use them in multiples. These lights are affordable, so when you're using a big production setting and you've always wanted to create a big giant matrix wall with those real cool zoom in and out effects, especially if you got really good haze in the air and you can actually see the individual beams expand and contract. When you got tons of them, you got an entire wall, this is the perfect light to do it because you can still have your movements, but you get the nice smooth color mixing of a parcan, but it's affordable. It's not going to be insanely expensive. They're very lightweight. You know, these things weigh almost next to nothing. And that is the ADJ Inno Pocket Z4. They're available now. Do not sleep on this light. I promise you, you will fall in love with it. The small size is deceiving. You will ask yourself, how bright is this light? Pretty bright. Definitely one of my new favorite pocket fixtures from ADJ. And honestly, one of my fixtures just in general. I wanted something small, portable, fast, and that can I use from a school event to a wedding, just a little bit of everything. Perfect jack of all trades, the Inno Pocket Z4. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to like this video, share, subscribe with your friends, tell everybody about it. I've already told you, tell your grandma about it, tell your friends, tell your enemies. Thank you so much for watching. Good night and God bless.